Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. The Gentleman's Games. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. If you're here, congratulations! You've made it to the consortium. I hope it wasn't too easy to find. I tip my hat to you, competitor, and wish you luck in achieving full membership. Please note that now that you have entered you must compete at least 3 times to receive your ranking. Failure to do so will result in your protection from She Who We Dare Not anger being revoked. If you have made it here accidentally, or have gone through less than 6 trials before reaching this place, loudly declare I appear to have forgotten my hat. Bow once, and walk back through the tunnel backwards. If she is not busy, the black cat will guide you out. She is the only thing that you can trust. Always believe her words over these rules unless she speaks in rhymes. If she does, ask her to repeat herself. If she rhymes again, ask if she has forsaken you. If she has, you will die. Do not turn around while in the tunnel. Always face the consortium door. Looking at them is a breach of etiquette. Blink as little as possible while in the tunnel. They will only speak while your eyes are closed, and keeping them open will make it less likely for them to speak. If they begin to speak, keep your eyes closed until they finish. Opening your eyes will be considered a breach of etiquette. If anyone other than me invites you to return, politely excuse yourself, unless they offer tea. If they do, you must enter. Request Earl Grey if you are unwilling to undergo another trial, which will forever disqualify you from returning to the consortium. Otherwise, request any form of tea other than boba. If I invite you back, order boba tea. You must drink your tea, thank your host, and leave. If a host invites you for tea and they wear only one glove, you are not a guest, you are prey. There is a reason why the hosts do not have lips. It makes it easier for them to bite. If another host other than me offers tea, you may decline. If they mention a silver bangle, roll your eyes into your head for 10 seconds. Rules for the game. 1. Tip your hat to your opponent before the game. Sip your tea and set it aside as well. If your teacup is empty, or you finish your tea in one sip, be prepared to remove your opponent's hat. Do not let them see that you have finished your tea. If you see your opponent finish their tea, you are within your rights to kill them. 2. If it is a stationary game, do not break eye contact unless absolutely necessary. Your opponent will perceive this as an insult unless they can see the reason why you have broken eye contact. 3. If it is a game that involves moving, do not establish eye contact unless absolutely necessary. 4. Silver spheres are safe to touch. Copper spheres are only safe to pick up using an issued handkerchief. Copper spheres will vibrate slightly until the game ends. Do not let them touch your skin. When collecting a silver sphere, you must toss it into the air and then catch it. If you fail to catch it, run. I may be forced to chase if the sphere is dented. I may not leave the consortium. Spheres will add towards your credit score. If you lose, give half of your collected spheres from this game, rounded up, to the victor. If you underpay, your opponent is entitled to a fraction of your soul equal to twice the amount of spheres you owe. 5. Do not consume any food or drinks during the game aside from the tea at the start of the match. This includes any insects which may attempt to enter your mouth. 6. If your opponent breaks a rule, close your eyes and try not to let what you hear disturb you. Any reaction invites their fate to be visited upon you as well. 7. Do not cough, sneeze, burp, or hiccup during the game. Doing so will immediately disqualify you. If you must gasp or laugh, cover your mouth afterwards. 8. Depending on the nature of the game, be prepared to remove your monocle. Only do this if the only other option to escape would involve removing your hat. You are now on probation until the next ceremony. All benedictions will not function while under probation. 9. If your hat falls off, or you remove it while in decent company without being instructed to by me, I will not make it quick. None of my benedictions can protect you. Please understand that I have no choice in this matter. You are my guest and responsibility while in the consortium and your conduct reflects upon me. 10. If your opponent claims to have never lost, allow them to win. Do not let them know you have allowed them to win, and do not make it obvious. Make the final score as close as possible. If the difference between your scores is higher than a single-digit number, they will grow suspicious. This loss will not be counted against your ranking for determining your benediction. If your opponent bears a lion emblem, immediately kill yourself. You will be resurrected in a guest room after 77 years. 11. Do not speak using any run-on sentences or improper grammar. Do not stutter, especially if your competition is a debate round. The bakers will excuse stuttering, but most will not. Rules for navigating the consortium. 1. You may take our sphere loans to purchase benedictions if you are short on spheres. Do not take out any loan unless you are willing to pay with more than just spheres. 2. Use of the library is prohibited at night. If you enter to return a book and the black cat is not present, do not browse the shelves unless what you are looking for is worth the risk. Opportunities to enter the library are sparse, but opportunities for the bookworms to feed are sparser. 3. Always leave alone. Do not leave the consortium in a group unless you are legally married by an Abrahamic priest to the person you are leaving with. Never leave at night or near sundown. If you cannot get home before nightfall, use a guest room. 4. Never leave a door between any rooms open at night. This will grant them entry, and as such will terminate your membership and protection from she who we dare not anger. 5. Any use of telepathy is a breach of etiquette. If any telepaths speak to you in your mind, you are free to demand their true name and report them to me. They will not bother you again. Do not report them if they request a favor. 6. The Court of Stars is inviolate. The Court of Stars is inviolate. The Court of Stars is inviolate. 7. Benedictions must be refreshed by spending spheres once a month, otherwise they will fail to work outside of the consortium. 8. If you have not received a Class 4 benediction, do not tip your hat to any ascendant. Bow instead. They will behead you if you attempt to end your bow before being acknowledged. If the ascendant invites you to stargaze with them, accept. 9. Do not drink any tea that you have prepared yourself. Do not drink anything other than tea or water. 10. If any recruiter offers for you to join their house, refuse unless their house name begins with the same letter as your surname or your mother's maiden name. Ask them to write the name. Gilded betrayers are forbidden from writing capitalized letters, and as such, the house name will be in all lowercase. House benefits can somewhat mitigate the risks of participation in the gentleman's game. Houses are not responsible for overt breaches of etiquette or hat removal. Best of luck! By entering and competing in the gentleman's games, you do agree with your heart, mind, and soul that if you breach these rules the consortium is granted permission to convert your soul into silver spheres. Remember, once a gentleman, always a gentleman. You signed up for this when you entered the tunnel. Story 2. Safety rules for working at the ICRO. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. If you're ordered to do something that sounds odd, do it. Even if it appears it will be lethal or violate the laws of physics, do it. It will always happen regardless. You will be given a radio. Guard it with your life, and make sure it's always functional. Under no circumstances should you try to knock on a door, or open one without using the buzzer first, both when entering and exiting. If someone or something looks like it is violating one of the rules, report it immediately by radio. If the buzzer is not working, do not use the door, and report it by radio. Even if the door is the only way of getting out of your current location. If someone attempts to damage a door or a wall, report it immediately by radio. Never leave except by the airlock and at the time listed on your schedule. Story 3. School rules they don't tell you, long. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Hey little bro! It's your first day at your new school. You're lucky I went to this school before you, because they don't tell you these rules that are necessary. I mean they are necessary, 100%. Please don't lose this note, because it could be to your success at your new school. If you buy the sloppy joe at lunch, do not toss it at the ceiling like the others. If you do, the principal will make you stay after and clean it. It's best to enter the bathroom as little as possible, because it can travel through the plumbing. 2a If you do enter the bathroom, the absolute most amount of time you can stay in the bathroom is 2 minutes. To count your time, there is a clock above the sink. 2b Do not, I repeat, do not use the water to wash your hands. Use soap and nothing else. 2c If someone else turns on the water while you are in the bathroom, get into any of the stalls any way possible, and stay there until you hear the sink stop running. After that, you are free to leave the bathroom. 3 Don't try to make many friends. Chances are, one of them could be feeding it information, and if they're not, they will die very soon. 4 Put nothing in your locker. It is able to take things you put in the lockers and absorb them to become stronger. 5 The teachers know about it. If it appears in the classroom, the teachers will attempt to sacrifice you. If it appears in the classroom, run to the teacher's desk and grab the gun. Every one of them has a gun. 5a Do not shoot it. In this moment when you have the gun, do not have sympathy for your classmates. Shoot your teacher or a few students, it doesn't matter. It will then take their bodies and be satisfied. 5b If it is not satisfied, stay extremely still. Show all signs of weakness possible. It will feast on your weakness, and it will be satisfied. If it is not, then you can feel guilty, because what you are looking at is not it. 5c If what you see is not it, you are hallucinating. Take a pill I have provided you and hide this event from everyone. It will change the records so that you were not in the class where all the murder happened. It will only do this because it doesn't like its food escaping, forcefully or otherwise. 6 You will be safe in the hallways unless it is following you. You will be safe at recess, because it hates light. If you have recess indoors, you run as fast as you can outside. 7 Do not, under any circumstances, join an after-school activity. It likes those who stay after hours. 7a If you do stay for an after-school activity, stay in the classroom. Do not leave the classroom you are in and stay in the lightest area in the classroom. It roams the halls after hours and can seep into darkness. 7b To leave, use any light source to cover yourself and run for the bus or car. 8 If you are riding the bus and get on, its reach has been exceeded. You survived the day. You also survive if you leave the school premises. 8a If the bus arrives within 10 minutes of the bell, it is safe. However, if it takes more than 10 minutes, enter the toy box on the side of the building. Wait for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it is safe to get out. Repeat this process as long as needed. If you enter a bus that is during one of the 5-minute intervals, you will die. It has manifested a bus that will melt along with everyone in it. 9 If you stay after school for detention, all you need to do is not make a sound. If you make no sounds, it doesn't know you're there. If you make it through detention without being killed, you are safe to exit the building. No special things need to be done when exiting the building. So yeah, those are the unlisted rules. Follow all the normal rules too, however. Hope you have a good day, and I hope I see you tomorrow. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.